For me, I aspire to be one of his biggest success stories. I'm Trev, I'm now 26, from Hertfordshire. I know it's a 3.5 hour drive, but to be honest, this is what we do trading for the free time, and this is what it's all about, ain't it?
Last time that we spoke to you, you did your 200k account. How quick was it from the 200 to 400?
Well, when that video actually released, it was the next day I got it done. I actually did that in just a couple of trades. Being 200k funded, the next move to progress is to keep building accounts. So I went on to do just a straight 200k FTMO, which how I see it at the time is it's 1% risk across the other two 100k accounts I already have. 0.5% on each one will give me 1k profit, and that's how much the 200k FTMO costs. So, you know, it's a bit of a no-brainer to go straight to it rather than dick around with another 100k. That's what you should be using the money for. How I see it anyway. You make your money, you put money elsewhere. You know, you see FTMOs as small businesses. Money always comes back around. Regardless of what you need to do, money will always come back around. But you also need, obviously, the knowledge and the experience. You take one loss that you planned, but if you start playing with it and your mindset at the time isn't right, you go chasing it. You don't know what might come after that. You might feel, oh, that chase worked that time, so maybe you try again on the next one that you might lose. You might, oh, I know I'm going to get it back. You never plan for it. It's a crazy thing, the mind. So you got to always remain calm and just accept it is what it is.
I said, John, I'm really tempted to press the button.
And then buy.
Had the price at
didn't take it. 1k.
Yeah. 50 pips.
So would that
Move on to the next one. I missed that one.
allow you to do about...
What's your favourite pairs or pair?
Pairs, I only look at GJ, GC, one of my favourite ones, GC, EN, GA, GN, gold. 6-7 pairs max. I mean, I never used to trade GN, used to only trade GA. I think GC is probably one of my favourite ones. But at the moment, I haven't traded for a month because it's just stuck. And when it's like that, just wait. You know, if there's nothing there, go elsewhere. So how I'm finding it at the moment with the Forex market, it's not reacting to even strong tech as much. Particular pairs, AUD and NZD, I found we normally would take the first confluence, but at the moment, take the last one. We have to adapt. There's more slippage than normal, so we just got to bear that in mind. And accept that if we do go for last confluence, accept that if we miss, we miss. It's just the way it is, but we was playing the safest bet, and that's what Seb always goes on about, is taking the safest trade. Like this week, done my charts, got absolutely fuck all week. Can't see anything close, can't see anything really that's solid, but I'm just gonna have to accept it. Because once you are funded, you need to realise, you definitely need to realise, you don't need to make money every week. You only need a couple of trades, a few trades a month. So if that week is a no-go, fuck off, do something else. Learn something new, learn a new skill, you know, for me, just launched a little thing, a little project. You know, I'm comfortable in building websites now, because I've done a few. Next thing I'm taking from my brain is I enjoy doing that. I don't actually make money from making other people websites. At the end of the day, we get this freedom, but you need to do something with that freedom. The other week, come up to bloody Wales just for a bike ride up the mountains. I need to be learning something new or doing something to better myself. So yeah, keeping yourself occupied is definitely needed, especially you do your Sunday analysis, you set pendings. You don't need to watch it because you're risk managed, You've planned the trade, all you need to do. The only thing you need to do is manage the trade when you're taking profits. You'll get there, I'm getting there, I wouldn't be risk managed. Risk management is the easiest way for you to not be emotional, for you not to screen watch. And being occupied will also do that. At the end of the day, you've learnt a skill in trading, learn fucking something else. Learn another skill, why do you want to stop? You get the freedom, but you don't do fuck all with it, there's just no point. It don't make sense.
Nothing changes, does it?
Yeah, even on weekends.
You actually got burgers? You didn't get me one. Did you see this? Party, and he's still having burgers.
We've got desserts as well, haven't we?
Omar trying to get on the video.
Trev 2.0.
I first met Trev about a year and a half ago on the in-person course. I was relatively new to the FX Cartel. I'd only done sort of 50 cal within the last few months before doing the in-person course, whereas Trev, I think he'd done the original 50 cal before the Black Ops. And I know he'd followed Seb quite intensely for a few years, watching his stories on social media, because obviously he gives a lot of good advice. So I know Trev's really done his research into him prior to doing the course. After seeing the content in 50 cal in the book, I just knew that the course was going to be really, really useful. We talked to each other like most days to do with like trading setups, even business stuff. Maybe because of the business aspect of it, we've become maybe a little bit closer from that course. We do all the activities with the guys on the floor, and me and Trevor are usually always there together, so it's nice.
We've been together on this journey as part of FX Cartel, but he has a very, very good background in business. I have asked him about, his opinions and views on some business decisions that I'm making, or just advice. So he brings a lot of that into the floor. If anybody needs some business advice, Matt is there to help, Par's there to help, Seb's there to help, because they're doing it. There's no better people to ask when they've got the results to show from what they know. Matt was traded a very different style at the very beginning when we first met. Even after the course, he was trading different. I've personally seen his trading style change dramatically in a very strict way, and his progress has been phenomenal in the past recent months. It's crazy to see that he was asking a lot of questions to me, but now I'm starting to ask a lot of questions to him. It's not that I'm no longer confident in my trading, but it's more that Matt's learning a lot from other pairs that I don't look at, and he is doing very well on it. He's got that personality trait where he will keep at something and keep trying to figure it out until he figures it out properly, and he has.
It's really nice to share the journey with somebody. Before coming to FXC, there was no community aspect in any kind of other groups or anything else that I ever tried and went to. We're all in the same journey together, so it's not just a journey just with Trev, but it's very nice to have him from the course, and obviously we've moved forward together. But it's very much a very community journey with everybody on the trading floor, because we're all pushing to move forward as one.
GCSEs I did fairly okay. A-levels did pretty well. Went on to university, started business and marketing. From then I went and done a placement during university. Then I went into a few marketing roles after university before applying back to the same company at my placement. I already knew what it was like to work for that company, and that was my first full-time job. So for me to be out in the real world after graduating, I wanted to explore, different companies, different roles, but the opportunity come up with the trading floor. When an opportunity like that comes up for me personally, I took the risk and then quit my job. As long as I know I've taken that opportunity, taken a risk and gone for it, I'm happy for myself.
Obviously a very calm and collected person. Where would you say that sort of came from?
Without getting too personal, I think it's just comes down to my upbringing. It was basically, it's me or no one if you want to do well, basically. So either you're going to have to kick yourself up the arse, or you're going to go down a different route. And that was a big thing. I remember in school in year 10, obviously GCSEs, was the main thing. Is either I make my future or I don't, basically. I don't have somebody to fall back on in terms of support. Not in terms of like financial support, but in terms of support in giving that push to get what I really want to achieve out of what I want to do over the few years. Because they might not see the same vision, might not believe in what you want to do. And that also goes down to the environment that you're involved in. So maybe my childhood might have been different if my circle of friends was different, but do I regret it? 100% no. And then I had a good childhood, but then it gets to a point where you have to decide, I need to do my own thing. It's just our personal choices, what we want to do. For me, the floor was the next stepping stone in terms of taking my trading to the next level, and also business-wise. From early age, I've always wanted to be in business. The trading floor has provided a network of businessmen. There is a strong group of businessmen and good traders. So for me, it's a perfect opportunity to go through. So that's why I try to stay in contact with a lot of them, talk to a few of them literally every day, being in that network. Eventually, I should become just like them. Who knows how long it's going to take. Personally, for me, it's the best place I could be. That's what it's down to yourself, what you really want to do. What do you actually want to achieve?
These archery, shooting, buggy, axe throwing.
We're shooting lane 2 and lane 4. Hey? Lane 3. You didn't knock any of the top ones down. Good try though, lane 3.
You can't have a day out without my finger.
And no, so he didn't.
Yeah. So we're even.
What size is this thing?
Right now we're about to do some kinky racing. Red handcuffs.
Still got some like high school friends and that. Do they know what you do?
A few friends and people do know what I do because I shared one video which was my interview on my Instagram. Because on my personal Instagram, I don't like to share anything work related, because at the end of the day, I use Instagram to keep basically a folder of memories. That's what Instagram's for, and your photos and videos. So when it comes to work-wise things, I'm not trying to sell anything, and I don't want people asking me questions, because at the end of the day, you're going to get people that you've known for a while that are going to ask you to teach them or how to get involved for free. We are friends, but I did make a lot of sacrifices. I've lost money, I lost a lot of time, I've lost sleepless nights, and we've all been through. People won't understand what you've gone through in order to learn what you've done to achieve what you have today. And you have to have that balance. I did this for me personally. As selfish as it sounds, I'm not going to spend all that time pull it into you and for you to think, no, it's not for me. I might have lost friends from doing that, but the good friends will understand. You know, it's just the way it is. We're friends not because of money, we're friends because, you know, from everything else. If you can't put the effort in from day one, then it shows that level of commitment. The only thing I'm going to advise you is FX Cartel. That's the most success that I've got from trading is through FX Cartel.
Just coming straight into sort of the environment that's proven and that it is a big community and it shows results. It's not hidden away. None of the members are hidden away. It's almost like there is no reason to try anywhere else.
Look at me there.
Is that you, Trev?
Yeah.
Damn, Trev. What happened to you?
That was on a dirty bulk back in Sainsbury's. Like I said, I used to take screenshots. I've just seen it. I used to take screenshots of everything that Seb used to post. Obviously, I took a screenshot, actually read through the article and to see if this guy's, you know, legit on. And, you know, seeing it in the paper and things, you know, it gives it more trustworthy, doesn't it? Seb just got his SV at the time. Random shit like that. That's Seb's old screenshot. I've still got them. Do you know what I mean? I've still got them. I don't, you know, obviously I don't really look back up too much of them. But even look, I even screen recorded his fucking videos.
Looking at GN, it's been a while. I haven't looked at them. Look at that. Missed a big fucker for 5 pips. Just for the sake of 5 pips. What a twat. I still have a major touch break retest from GN. That's what we discussed with a fellow Canadian trader last weekend.
You know, just, you know, make the most of what he showed back when he did it. Sometimes he does it nowadays, but back then he was a lot more active on social media, you know, building his brand and showing his fucking shit works. That was the best time for it. He just kept sharing so much shit. I was like, oh, fucking, see what he's up to, you know, make the most of it. But I still encourage people to do that because it's invaluable. There's fucking screenshots everywhere. But even his charts. That was fucking back in April 2019, so no, even didn't fucking showed you everything back then. Do you know what I mean? It's spot the trend line, place pending, make money.
Simple.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He's on his fucking story. There's a green box there to tell you to buy, and look how fucking perfect he was. Before, during, and after. He knows what he's doing. And this picture here was the day of the course. So I said to him, that boys, I remember saying to him after that course, I'll be back soon. And you know, it was one of the goals that, you know, I knew to do. The only reason for me to do the course, main reason, was to get my foot in the door. And that was in. I'm here now, innit? So, things worked out alright. From what I know of Seb, I know he would feel much greater accomplishment to make somebody successful than he is to make 100k himself. He knows that this guy has made that money from his knowledge and his work that he's put in towards me. That me and Seb have very similar traits, and I would feel the exact same as him. You know, if I had somebody else made a significant amount of money from what I've taught them, that'd be such a great self-achievement.
So I'm looking at 2.02 on GM.
How much are you risking?
Probably gonna go for 1%.
On verification?
Yeah.
Too much.
Too much?
Yeah, too much.
Okay, 0.5%.
You need to go 0.5.
0.5.
You can't go 1. If you get fuck on 4 trade, you're gonna be down like 4%.
Yeah, 4%. Yeah.
0.5 for 1% reward. It's only 5 trade.
Yeah.
2 months for 5 trade. Your issues, you over risk.
Over risk, yeah.
So right now 0.5 to make 1% reward.
Okay.
Fundage should be. What did you start with?
As in like when I traded. Yeah. So the first trade GC was 1.5. Another one was 1.5 as well.
Too much. You know it's too much. So we talked about way too much. It should be 0.5 on the funded account. Imagine you're down in no time, two bad trade and fuck up. And you're down and you're gonna have to work for free for the next few weeks or months. Just to build it back up. Sucks. Just because you're over risked. That's what you need to get. You can't lose it fast because it's gonna take time to get it back. And the time you take is money you don't make. Instead, if you risk not much, but you make a bit, you make something along the way, but you don't dip down if you get into a bad few trades. I'd rather want to make a grand here and there rather than having to fight 3 months just to make break even to start making money.
Seb's not just a trader at the end of the day. He's a very, very smart guy. So applied for the trading floor. I got accepted, which felt like a massive achievement at the time. You know, I'm going to be introduced into a whole different network of people. You know, I've met these guys at the previous Cards and Charts. You know, got to know them. Even at the course, got to know them. I was like, yeah, I've decided these are the guys that I want to be around. Crazy to look back that I set out this goal and I've done more, you know, in a very short space of time. That could take someone quite a while, but I made it happen. Only an expense of what, 1,500 quid for the in-person course, and the rest of it is down to yourself, your personality, and your own sort of mindset. Because obviously once you get to the course, it doesn't mean you're going to get straight to the trading floor. You need to be providing some sort of value. Me and Matt were saying, you know, Cards and Charts only a few weeks ago. We actually spoke to some of the guys, sat in a room and was answering questions from people at Cards and Charts, and we was just talking to each other about how crazy it was. It was only a year ago where me and him, because we met on the same in-person course, so me and him were at the previous Cards and Charts, we were speaking to the guys on the floor. And we were the ones asking the questions, trying to get, you know, as much out of them. But now it flipped, you know, all in the space of a year, and now all these other opportunities are rising just from the floor. And you know, FX Cartel and Seb, you know, he's just, who knows what next year brings. And my intentions for the first one was different for the second one. You know, first one was to build a relationship and get an idea of the floor, you know, see what's going on and see how it's like, and meet the main people on the floor and meet other traders on the day. That was the goal for that day. But obviously this year was to obviously enjoy myself and then me giving back to people. That was a nice feeling to be able to answer questions for people who might be struggling or just starting out their journey. I can't really compare the two. Two different outcomes at two different stages of my trading journey. So, you know, being on the other side of it as part of FX Cartel was just a great feeling. So,
we're rolling. Johnny, your dad's a cunt.
Round by myself, be fine by myself. I don't need no one else. Be fine by myself. I don't need no one else.
Ridiculous.
No one else. Build it by myself. Build it from top shelf. Yeah, I don't need no one. I don't need no one. Round by myself. Be fine by myself. I don't need no one help. I don't need no one else. Build it by myself. Bourbon from top shelf. Yeah, I don't even know no one.
What would you say your next steps are in terms of trading?
I really would like to be part of FX Cartel's service. So obviously I'm part of FX Cartel's family, but then I do want to help people in terms of giving advice to traders if they need advice or answering questions or particular setups.
He's just got to prove himself to Seb over the next 2 months. The numbers are climbing in the chart analysis, which is great. The results are there and consistent, so Seb needs to make sure that whoever he brings in, whether it's Trev or anybody else, needs to be up to speed and take on the responsibility like Richard has and be consistent and safe for the members and subscribers.
People have seen me on the series now. Some of you have met me at Cards and Charts. People just know me. People ask questions through Instagram, or they want to see more of me. It'd be nice to give it back to the wider community of the FX Cartel.
So where can people find out more information about FX Cartel and the services that they offer?
FX Cartel, Instagram page, fxcartel.co.uk website. Seb even posts his own stuff on TikTok. The YouTube series are there to give you an insight, basically. It will help you.
I don't wanna live life fast or die too young. Die too young. 100 miles per hour, might crash cause the good die young. Yeah, the good die young. Push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone.
So I booked the course under Seb Trade. These lads are living an amazing lifestyle, but it's quite clear that it's just a load of bollocks, really. Still do building now. See if you get the chance to have a haircut.
Thank you guys for watching my video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys took something from it. I don't post too much on my own Instagram, but if you want to follow my trading, do have a trading account. I'm at ProdigyFXC. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.